Lying off the southern tip of India, the tropical island of Sri Lanka has attracted visitors for centuries with its natural beauty. Sri Lanka, the island wonder of Asia, where an abundance of exciting experiences await to be discovered. The Central Highlands are filled with picturesque stirring mountains, carpeted with lush green tea gardens, roaring waterfalls mingling with the clouds and landscapes, shimmering in sunlight and disappearing under the rising mist. Laced curtains of water cascade down steep precipices, throwing a fine mist of water to the surroundings. The incessant crash of water on the rock below is a symphony that has been repeated from the beginning of time. The Central Highlands of Sri Lanka are home to 350 waterfalls. The rivers of Sri Lanka originate in the Central Highlands. From there they descend to the plains and empty into the sea. The rivers are typically unnavigable in their higher reaches, where they flow swiftly and turbulently through highly eroded passages to the plains below. Many rivers descend over steep cliffs, forming spectacular waterfalls. In their lower courses, the rivers slowly meander through floodplains and deltas. Kandy is the second largest city in the country and is situated amidst the towering hills in the centre of Sri Lanka. Kandy was the last royal kingdom to give way to the invading British armies. Despite having also been invaded by the Dutch and Portuguese, it still remains the resting place of the sacred tooth relic of the Lord Buddha. Travelling towards the top of the country, to the northwest central Valley of the Kings, mountains covered with lush tropical forests disappear under the glare of the sun, giving way to acres of light green carpets of paddy, dotted with towering ancient white stupas and fed with ocean-like reservoirs, locally known as tanks. Agriculture in Sri Lanka mainly depends on rice production. Around 1.5 million hectares of land is used for paddy, 64% of which is cultivated during the dry season and 35% during the wet season. Around 879,000 farmer families are engaged in paddy cultivation in Sri Lanka. They make up 20% of the country's population and 32% of total employment. The dry area of Sri Lanka contains the most famous cultural and archaeological reminders of a rich civilization more than 2,500 years old. Excavations during the last 100 years have pushed back centuries of jungle encroachment and restored many ancient sites and given access to them. With a history expanding over 3,000 years, Sri Lanka holds some of the world's most ancient cities, including Anuradhapura and Polonnaruwa. Their once glorious townships, palaces, temples, monasteries, hospitals and theatres, intricately carved and modelled out of stone, now lay abandoned and forgotten with time amidst the soaring jungles. Giant statues of Lord Buddha rise above the forest line, while ancient palaces stand abandoned to the forest, waiting for a master who has long departed from life. Sri Lanka is covered with a network of thousands of man-made lakes and ponds. Some are truly massive, many are thousands of years old, and almost all show a high degree of sophistication in their construction and design. Despite its small size, Sri Lanka boasts one of the highest number of endemic species in the world, whether in plants or animals, and is included among the top 5 biodiversity hotspots in the world. The Sri Lanka dry evergreen forest is home to one of Asia's largest and most viable Asian elephant populations and has a protected area system designed specifically for elephant conservation. Koggala is home to an unspoiled lake located to the south of the island. It feels like a paradise for nature lovers eagerly seeking sites to explore and study the natural biodiversity and ecosystem. The lake is embellished with rocky islands, animals and shrubs. It is excellent for bird watching and viewing sunsets. With nearly 1,600 kilometres of palm-fringed coastline surrounding the country, Sri Lanka is the ideal destination for beach lovers worldwide. May it be windsurfing, kayaking, yachting, water skiing, scuba diving, or just lazing around for the perfect tan, Sri Lanka offers it all. The 2 monsoon winds providing rain to the corners of the country at various periods make Sri Lanka's beach holidays a year-round prospect. The north-east winds make the southwestern coast sunny and the sea calm from November to March. The southwest winds make the east coast waters quiet with constant sunshine. The island of Sri Lanka is a small universe. It contains as many variations of culture, scenery and climate as some countries a dozen times its size. The beauty of Sri Lanka lies not so much in its blue seas and golden beaches, its jungles and its mountain peaks, as in its ancient atmosphere. There is no nation from Egypt to the Pharaohs to modern Britain in whose literature this island has not at some time been mentioned by one or other of its many names. Lanka, Serendib, Traprabane, Saleo, Zelan, to recall just a few. Sri Lanka, the island wonder of Asia, where an abundance of exciting experiences await to be discovered.